Simsalabim.
Do you want to do quali? We'll do a bit of quali.
Yeah, here we go for it.
So, quali's underway.
Fucking hell. Just sprung into life out of nowhere.
Well, I think you should take over considering I've had to commentate the past, like, what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
I'm half asleep, mate. I'm half asleep.
That you should do it for a little bit and then I'll take over later on.
Fucking bastard.
Get you back into the swing of things.
Not much is happening. People are just getting out. Doing this shit. Yeah. Yeet Meeks is on a lap. Oh, lap, sorry. Fucking. As I have no idea what's happened the last couple of weeks because I've been on holiday, but I know last week got called off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Bahrain's gone ahead round one. I think Sayer won that, didn't he? Did Sayer win round one?
Pretty sure he did. If he's top of the championship, then yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So Yemex is on a lap, heading down into turn 1. It's first 2 corners.
Heading on to turn 1.
Now through the tricky section of the first sector, you can easily lose the rear, easily invalidate your lap, and on this year's game there is a deadly sausage cut that you don't want to go over. It comes through the first sector of a 32.8. Rounds a hairpin in 4th gear and early on the throttle. Now heavy braking down into 5th gear and as early as possible on the throttle again without losing the rear. Now it's just a long winding straight until heavy braking, sort of heavy braking down in 7th gear. Now just one more corner to go and he has completed his lap, flying around the circuit right now. It comes up to the final corner and up towards the line and is going to
Into the pits. Oh shit, sorry.
Wide open, comes across the line, set at 129.1 for the rest of the drivers to beat.
He did get very close to that pit wall then, didn't he? Christ. Yeah, so who's the next to set the lap? I think it's Malik. Yeah, Malik as he comes on the final corner. Accelerate out, full throttle, down the main straight. He's going to set a lap time of 128. So that's almost a quick second quicker. Crikey. What else have we got? Luke's on a lap. Sayer goes second with a 28.8. As Luke comes on one of the 5 million hairpins in this track. And he comes across the line to set 129.9. Ping has set 128.2. Puts in third. And Sam has gone pole position for 127.6.
Maybe a fucking shit race. Shit talking into my streams.
As Owen comes to start his lap, and Riley will take you through the lap.
So coming down into turn 1, heavy braking down into 3rd gear, and 2nd gear even, take Takes a lot of the curb on the second turn, but doesn't lose the rear. Now into turn 4, down into 4th gear, try not to lose the rear, and he keeps it on track and in a straight line. Careful not to touch the curb, he rides that curb, but luckily doesn't get affected by it. Now we'll come across the first sector and set 33.3 around the hairpin. His first lap was a 148.9, and he was very close to that wall there. As he comes up toward losing the rear a little bit, getting close to the wall again. Now it's just straight, long winding straight before braking. Down in 6th gear. Other drivers took it in 7th gear, but he goes down to 6th. DRS wide open, up towards the hairpin now. We've got traffic up ahead, so the traffic's got to get out of the way. Heavy braking, down into 3rd gear. Short shift up the gears towards the line, and we'll come across the line, and we'll set a 130.9.
He has the furthest I've seen, like, go really wide on that pit wall.
Yeah.
Lost a bit of time there. As Yevant, pole position at the minute, 127.1. And who else? Alzi, is he on a lap? Alzi's on a lap rally, if you wanna.
Why don't you take it? Why you gotta make me take it?
Because you don't want to do it, that's why. Alzi.
Alzi.
Alizai? I don't know.
There you go.
It's 21.
So, up towards the last corner now. We've completely missed his whole lap. Now, just up towards the line.
He's looking fast. Looks quick.
And he's coming into the pits.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Saya, championship leaders on an out lap. What can you do? What do you reckon Saya can do this race rally? You think he's gonna?
I think he'll take pole. And I think he might go
comfortably. There is a Roman. Yeah, not what's going on really. Yeet Meeks is on a lap. He's gone a bit wide there, Christ. Sliding through the corners. And he's binned it. He's actually just binned it. Crikey. He's binned it.
He's on the lap if you want to take him through it.
As, say it, on the pit straight, starter's lap. Hugging the wall. Proper hugging that wall, crikey. Into turn 1. Left, into the right. Put the power down. Easy to lose a rear here. Then you got kind of a straight into the tricky part of the track. As Roman goes pole position with a 127.1. As Sayers looking to get close to the wall, hitting every apex. It's a beautiful first sector from Sayer there. Beautiful.
Yeah, very, very quick. 6 loops up.
As he comes into the first hairpin.
It was quick the quickest first sector.
Yep. And he looks to come. Lot of chicane, you can call it chicane if you want. A lot of chicanes here. High speed corners. As Sayers looking to pep a minute, fucking hell. A second. Second upon his tab. What can you do?
At the moment, it's not going to be enough for pole. It's going to be close for the top step. You'll get a little toe from the Haas that's ahead of him.
It's enough for Paul. In the second. Yeah, 2/10. 2/10. I told you it was enough for Paul. Easy. As yeah, Red Bull 1-2 as it stands. Yeah, flagging sector 3. As Sam just completely cuts the chicane. Crikey. Malik's on a lap. Rally. Malik, yep, coming into the such a high speed circuit, isn't it? It's so easy to just lose the rear.
Yeah, lose concentration as well.
Lose concentration, yeah. Because these corners literally come at you like that. You think you got a long straight, all of a sudden a corner just comes in. It's a lot of people do end up in a wall, especially end up with a long like laps. As Malik's gonna come down the pitch straight, he's gonna hug the line, and he's gonna set a lap time of 1:28.0.
Barely improving.
No. As Sam's invalidated. Evans on a lap. Out lap, sorry. I don't know how you say his name. Vaxi GG. Well, TTV's coming on. Is on a lap. I could be in a lap.
It's called Vaxi.
Oh yeah. Yeah, vaccine sounds like you're saying vaccine.
They're calling Vaxi.
Vaxi.
I can't remember if he raced last week. Oh no, the week before, sorry.
Fucking hell, you got a motorbike in your house?
No, it's fucking Millbrook, isn't it?
I think he's on in lap. He's run out of fuel. Primball was on a lap.
Blimball, right. 6 cents up in the first sector. He runs ahead of him. No, I think he's finished his lap because he's on anywhere else. Yeah, I think he's
good. Yeah, Evans on a lap. Definitely on a lap. As Primball looks to get in his way. Ooh, that was close.
Span so bad. Really pushing the limits is Yervin.
Fucking turn the fan off, man, crikey.
It's bare hot in the room. As he comes down towards the final corner. Every braking down into third gear. Short shift up into fourth as it's just a long straight up towards the line. As tight as you can to the wall without the NFN out of quality and goes P2 with 127.0, just a 10th off of Sayer. So he split the Red Bulls. He is the only Mercedes driver. Very little people today. Very little people. As there is, I don't know how long is left. 3 minutes left of the session.
As I don't think anyone's going to even challenge the top 4. Really.
As I think Yervin's rushing to get back to the pits.
Sam's out lap. Sam's going to come across the line to start his lap.
You're going to put a commentator first and ruin his lap. Come on, bin it.
As he uses all the track there, Christ.
Into turn 4, rounds turn 5, using all the curbing on the inside. Into 6 and 7. Keeps well away from the curb. And is flying through that first sector. He's 700ths up from his previous time.
He's not exactly flying then, is he?
Well, he's got enough for P3 at the moment. As he's got traffic up ahead.
Is the traffic going to be Is the traffic going to be a key factor of his lap? It's going to ruin his lap. He could get a nice tour from him.
He's well within track limits, and he's going to get a lovely tow from
Eat meeks.
Terry up ahead. As Terry breaks pretty much on the racing line.
That could be a penalty for the worst driver in the league.
It's just the final straight.
It's just pedal to the metal, DRS.
It's going to be his last lap as he comes across the line, and it's going to be enough for P3 only. So Sam, at the moment, is on the second row of the grid, but there are other people left to set a lap time. Malik is currently on a lap that he's got invalidated.
He'll get round for another one. Is anyone going to challenge Paul, really? Sam's finished. Roman's on out lap.
Roman, Plimble, and Malik.
McLaren's going to cross the... McLaren's coming across the line. No, he's not going in the pits.
But Plimble now starting his final flying lap. What can he do? Can he challenge for pole? Or will Saya take this pole around Jeddah? This comes into turn 3. No, turn 4, sorry. All rounds turn 5 and 6, 7. He's well away of the curb out on the exit of turn 8, but runs very wide.
How's he got away with that?
So continues. He's a 10th up on his previous lap time. Some that first sector was a bit questionable as to whether that should have been invalidated, but he carries on. As he is flying at the moment, DRS wide open. Comes through the middle sector, 2 tenths up in his previous lap time. Runs a little bit wide, but it's a purple middle sector for him. Can he challenge for the front row? Just one more corner to go. Meanwhile, Malik is on a lap as well, doing quite well. Same with Roman, but Plimble, as he comes across the line, what is it going to be? It's a 127.7, still only enough for P5. Now, who's next to come across the line? It's going to be Malik. Just one more corner to go for Malik. I don't know what his first 2 sectors have been like, but as he rounds the final corner, keeps well away from the wall. Pushing all the way to the line as he comes across the line, and he's going to set 128.0, so only enough for P6. Roman now, what can he do? Can he take pole position? No, he joins Saya on the front row. Saya is on pole position and his teammate Roman joins him. Yervin will take P3, followed by Sam, Plimble and Malik. Vac, I don't know, let's just call him Ping in P7. Alzi no, he's finished. So this is the grid for the Jeddah Grand Prix. Saya will take pole of 126.4, followed by Roman, Yervin, Sam, Plimble, Malik, Ping, Alzi, Velocity, Ayrton, Luke, Yeetmax, Vaxi and Owen. So is your predictions to win the race? I think Elliot's dead.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, who do you think is going to win the race as Saya took pole?
I don't know, I guess I'll say I don't think anyone's in his league.
I mean, Roman put in a pretty good lap to be up there with him. Well, 4 taps off, but only the top 4 was within a second of Saya.
Yeah, but Roman was 4/10 away. I just don't think there's any catching Saya. There's just no.
Saya is a beast. That's why he's world champion from last year's game, multiple world champion, and is in a league of his own. But as we know, some people might have strong race pace, so we'll just have to see what the race pace is like for everyone.
As now we just wait. Fucking bored. As we are gonna have to do the speciality out early.
We're still waiting for the drivers. Don't know what's going on.
Oh shit! There's
So 5 red lights here in Jeddah.
We're straight away.
And it's lights out, and away we go for the Jeddah Grand Prix. Saya and Roman get away well, followed by Sam, who's jumped Yervin off the start and is up into P3. Plimble and Malik looking to overtake Sam, but can't get it done down into turn 1. But Saya keeps the lead ahead of Roman, followed by Saya, Malik, Plimble, and Yervin has dropped all the way down into P6 after qualifying P3. Velocity up into P7. And is battling with the AlphaTauri of Ping, as there's drivers going off at the back. Luke still trailing behind everyone and is clearly struggling for pace at the early stages of this race, but Saya gets away well, and Roman is really close behind him and is really putting some pressure on Saya in his early stages. Plimble has managed to get past his teammate, but this has allowed Yervin to get back past Malik and charge after Plimble. This is close battling as they touch, heading into the second chicane, but both come out unscathed. But this is now left Velocity challenging Malik for that P6.
As Malik's going to go around outside.
Malik looking to go around the outside, but loses out as they come really close towards each other. But Velocity and Malik side by side heading down the main straight on lap 1. Saya still keeps the lead as here comes Velocity down the inside of Malik, rounds the outside and manages to get ahead, which now allows Ping to challenge Malik. Malik is really struggling for pace at this stage as they both make contact, and Malik is really struggling. Has now been passed by Alzi, and now he's got Yemex on his tail as he loses the rear and it's gone from bad to worse for Malik, who is now in P10. What a start to this Grand Prix it has been, and Plimble is now challenging Yervin for P4, but Jurgen looking to come back at Sam in these early stages. Let's have a look at the tyres. You're going to have to change as well. Top 3 on mediums, but Jurgen, Ping, Yeemax, Malik and Owen all on soft. The rest of the grid is on the medium tyres. And clearly Malik's struggling to get those soft tyres fired up early, as he's now got pressure from Vaxi, as Jurgen sets the fastest lap of the race of a 1:30.3, but Sam
DRS
really
enabled.
close. He's getting really close to Roman, as it is lap 3, which means DRS is now enabled. So yeah, hasn't really been able to pull away from the top 5.
Goes a bit wide there, doesn't he?
From the top 4, is he?
No, but I think he's only. He doesn't look to have much. He doesn't. Jesus. He doesn't look to have much grip. But Yeatmix comes in the pits. I don't know what he's coming in the pits for.
I think it was a change of front wing, probably.
Could have a check.
But
Yeah.
Velocity gets past Alzi up and is up into P7, but they're still battling side by side. Velocity can't get a break. He's just constantly going side by side with other drivers, and he gets really close to the wall. There's Alzi leaving very little room for them, for him, sorry. As the top 4 is just pulling away from the Ferrari. And it's a lovely helicopter view that was. The top 4 now starting to create a DRS train. Will this be the lap that Roman takes the lead of the race down the inside of his teammate? And now Jurgen down the inside of Saya as well, which turns to the outside of turn 2. Saya, sorry, leaving no room for Jurgen and squeezing him out, which means Sam is going to be on the back of Jurgen coming through the first sector as oh.
What? What happened there then?
It just lagged. It looked like Say ran wide, but it lagged, and clearly he didn't. But he's now on the back of his teammate and looking to take back the lead of the race. What an opening 4 laps we have had to this Grand Prix. The Ferrari pace has really dropped off. As Malik is all the way down in P9 and is under pressure from Baxi. Plimbull is in a race of his own in P5 as Yeemax gets 3 second time penalty.
Yeatmix is getting time penalties for a change. Just for a change.
Saya gets back past Roman and is up into P1, but yeah, Plimbull in a race of his own, got no one around him. 2 seconds behind Sam and 3 seconds ahead of Ping, so he's running a lonely race, trying to see what he can do for the Ferrari team, but Malik really struggling as he now boxes for probably the medium tyres. Sam riding that curb on the exit of turn 8. A lot of the drivers really risking the car in these early stages.
As Jurgen has actually made up places.
Yeah,
As he did drop down to
really,
he did drop down to 7th at one point, so he's doing all right.
Yeah, these drivers, these top 4 really can't seem to get away from each other. This is forming a DRS train and creating a good battle, which we've been wanting to see for a while.
And Plimbull's just in a race of his own.
Plimbull's just like...
The 2 Ferraris in a race of their own.
He's literally just having a Sunday drive. He's just living life at the moment. But Ping got DRS on velocity down the back straight, but hasn't got enough to make a move down into the last corner. As Vaxi looks to go around the outside of Ayrton. Can he make the Ayrton?
Where's Ayrton?
P10.
Fucking hell, we got Ayrton Senna in here, Christ.
As Luke almost gets the double overtake, but in the space of a straight, pretty much, Ayrton has lost 2 positions. Meanwhile, we go back to the top, and on lap 6, they are still all within near enough 2 seconds of each other. As Jurgen is looking a lot closer to both the Red Bull drivers, as Roman down the inside of his teammate and gets back into the lead of the race. As Jurgen gets a pretty good exit out of turn 2 and is really all over the back of Sayer, putting a lot of pressure on him. As Roman touches the curb that has ruined so many people's Yeetmex, leaves the session, but Roman touching the curb, which causes so many problems for these drivers, and has lost 2 positions, which allowed Jurgen into 2nd place and now on to the back of Sayer. But Roman has got the pace and is caught back up quite quickly. But Sam is starting to fall back from this top 3. As Roman looking to get past, as Jurgen is now outside a second of Sayer. Yeetmex is joined back. Jurgen does get no, he didn't get the DRS. And Roman gets back past him for P2 and now can hunt after his teammate, as Jurgen now boxes onto lap 8. This is where we'll start to see the soft tyre runners starting to pit. As Jurgen actually retires. Jurgen's retired from the Grand Prix. Oh no. He was running in a really good position for the Mercedes team, but for some reason he's now retired out of the Grand Prix. That is a real shame, as he was having a really good battle with both the Red Bull drivers, but now it's just left for the 2 Red Bull drivers and Sam, but Sam is really dropped off the pace right now. But Plimbull struggling even more. The Ping boxes for a set of hard tyres. Malik on hard tyres as well. But Sayer now running his race, can look after his tyres now, as he's not really under any pressure off of his teammate or any other driver. I think Elliot might be dead. So he's left me commentating again. As Vaxi gets past Ayrton for P6. And Velocity is on the back of Luke. Was drifting around the hairpin as he's fighting that car to keep it in a straight line. But Roman's starting to slowly come back at Sayers, so maybe he could say his tyres be starting to fall off. Not really much action at the moment apart from Ayrton on trying to get back that 6th place from Vaxi. As he opens up his DRS, he's going to get a lovely slipstream, but it ain't going to be enough, so he's going to have to back out, ready for the second bite of DRS. As I believe Yeetmex has spun, he has now. Will Ayrton get past Vaxi, heading down into the hairpin? No, he holds off as Malik gets 3-second time penalty. It's a really poor day for the Ferrari team, but Ayrton gets a really good exit out of the final corner. DRS wide open, ERS, and pulls out and is back up into P6. So it's a Haas 5-6 at the moment, but Vaxi getting really close to the rear end of Ayrton. Really close as Owen pits off of his soft tyres now. Sam 2 seconds now behind Roman. And I'll be back in a minute. Just need to go somewhere, so if I miss anything, I'm sorry. I'm back. Don't know what has happened to Elliot. Hey, you still there? He's dead. I think he might fall asleep. But anyway, left with me again. Oh, sorry. So lap 11. 14 more laps to go of this Jeddah Grand Prix, and there's still drivers yet to make their stops. Top 9 still yet to make a pit stop, but the top 9 all were on medium tyres, so they can go quite long in this race. Roman starts lap 12. And there is a massive gap from Owen to Malik. Tyrell will start to kick in for these medium runners. So could we see pit stops happening soon? wonder if we're going to get a safety car this race, but we have got 13 laps, and Saya looks like he could be on for another win. But anything could happen within the pit stop phase, and anything can happen within these last 13 laps. As Vaxi runs very wide and loses out on a position, as there is yellow flags behind of Luke, who is spun and is probably picked up some rear wing damage, bashing his car against the walls out of frustration. And it's been a really poor weekend for both McLaren and Ferrari, as now the drivers now boxing. The Rover will take the lead of the race, but will most likely box this lap. We've got a top three of Red Bull, Ferrari and Haas. What can Sayer do as he runs a little bit wide on his fresh hards, trying to get the hard tyres up to temperature as quick as possible. So nearly already on the back of Alzi. That is insane, the tyre difference and the pace difference between the Haas and the Red Bull, as Sayer will get DRS on this lap and he's going to cruise up to the back of Alzi. Will he make a move down the inside into the final corner? He's not close enough, but Plimble and Roman both box. Surely Alzi will box. Yes, he will. So Sayer will regain the lead, but how much of an advantage has Roman got over his teammate, as his teammate is now starting to come out of the pits now? How far ahead is Sayer, and how much has that costed Roman? Boxing a lap later, he is 5 seconds behind his teammate. He has lost a total of 4 seconds just for boxing a lap later than his teammate, as both Haas drivers are now in the pits. And Ping is closing up to the back of Plimble, but it's going to be really close. I think this might possibly be the top three unless we can get a safety car in this race, but this could be the top three of Sayer, Roman and Sam. Plimble, can he show more pace on these hard tyres, as he's starting to slowly come back into this race, but is he going to have enough? He's going to have DRS on this main straight, DRS wide open, slipstream, not using his ERS, but he's going to close up. Will he make a move down? He's not going to be close enough to make a move down into turn one. Roman seems to be struggling on these hard tyres, as he's just losing more and more time. He's now 6 seconds behind his teammate, but Sam could be closing up to the back of him, as Plimble runs wide, probably touching the curb on the outside, as Malik gets another 3 second time penalty. This will be a weekend for the Ferrari boys to forget, but Plimble can still gain more points for the Ferrari team as he's really pushing velocity through the chicane, if you want to call it. DRS wide open as he looks to go around the outside into the second chicane. Just about makes it. Contact is made, but Velocity finds a way back past. But this allows Ping to get back on, get through, and Ping is gained 2 positions in a couple of corners, but loses out in to the final corner. Looks to get the switch, but can't. But as Plimble touches the rear end of Ping as and causes Ping to lose the rear. Velocity boxes now onto a set of hard tyres. Or will it be soft? We'll have to wait and see. But Ping could have been in P4 if it wasn't for a tap of the rear from Plimble. It's going to be a set of softs for Velocity, so he's going to be pushing as hard as he can to the end. And we still haven't had the safety car yet. And the gap hasn't grown at all since we last checked. It stayed around the 6.2 mark between the 2 teammates, but however Sam has lost out on some time to Roman, but Plimble, whilst battling with Velocity and Ping, has lost a huge amount of time and is now 10 seconds, almost 11 seconds behind the top 3. Can Ayrton catch up to the back of Vaxi? But Velocity is going to have so much more pace now. Has he left this too late to box? Well, he has got 8 laps left of this Grand Prix to try and gain as many positions as possible for the Aston Martin team. They are still in the lead and just absolutely loving life up at the top. Runs really wide. I'll be surprised if he didn't get a warning for that corner cut. He hasn't gained an advantage, but he did cut the corner as Alzi is now on the back of Malik. DRS will be in use for Alzi. But Ayrton, even though Velocity is on the soft tyres, Ayrton is on the, oh wait, did Velocity get past? I don't know. I don't know if Velocity got past Ayrton. But if he did, then I must have missed it. But Alzi on the back of Malik. This is a battle for P6. Alzi looks to go down the inside of Malik, but can't get the move. Twitch the rear as he's trying to get the throttle down. DRS, ERS, slipstream pulls out and will get up into P6. We'll see now hunting down Vaxi for P8, but there's a huge gap to Malik of 12 seconds, so I don't think he is going to have enough to catch up, enough laps to catch up, unless he can get this move done quickly. This is almost pushing Vaxi through that sector. Runs a little bit wide, which is costing him a little bit of time. But he is on the much fresher tyres. Yes, they'll wear out much more quickly, but he is on the quicker and much more softer tyres compared to the hards. So squabbling hard. Can velocity get moved down the inside, which will turn to the outside, rounds the outside, and is up into P8. But Baxi looks to get the switch back. Will get the DRS off of Vaxi, no, Velocity, sorry. But they're going to go three wide momentarily. What a move that is from Velocity, rounds the outside of Vaxi. What a move that is from Velocity to get up into P8. It's almost as if he just let the car run through, as if Ping has retired from the race and we have now got a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. As we now get green once again. And Roman's actually gained some time on Velocity. Roman's gained some time on Saya. As Baxi looking to get onto the back of Ayrton. He's got DRS, but is it going to be enough down this main straight to catch to get back past him? He's got a lot more ERS to work with compared to Ayrton, but with 5 laps remaining, Saya is looking really comfortable up ahead, but he's starting to struggle with pace at the moment. Is Roman's starting to come back at him? Could we see a last couple of laps battle between the two Red Bull drivers? Or will Saya walk away with this win in round 2? Pretty much 4.5. The gap between Roman and Saya, the gap slowly coming down, lap by lap. .9 the gap now with 4 laps remaining. It's going to be close. Lap 22 of 25. As race is now settled down, McLaren having a really poor race, but AlphaTauri double DNF. Mercedes, the only driver of the event, retired early on. We're having a great battle with the top three, but for some reason he retired in the pits. It's been a really poor week, and for the McLaren, in the second phase of the race, Ferrari has started to find some pace, but they need to try and find some more pace from somewhere if they want to be challenging the top three. But Saya, with 2 more laps to go of this race, can he keep his cool? Three and a half seconds to gap now. 2 laps to go. We had a really entertaining start to the race. Top 4 battling non-stop, pulling away from the rest of the grid. Unfortunately, you haven't retired, and then ever since then, the top 3 have spread out and haven't really found enough pace to keep up with each other. And the race has settled down so much. There's a massive field spread between each car, and not creating any battles, but Saya won't mind as he has started the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. They're from start to finish, and hasn't really, well, say start to finish, he did have a little bit of a squabble with his teammate, but they kept it professional, respect for each other, and has now got into a rhythm. It's really struggling with his tyres at the moment, really squirming around, which is allowing Roman to catch back up to him quite quickly. And the gap is now 2.8. This is going to be really interesting if Roman can actually catch up some more, but I don't think it's going to be enough with just one more on a bit laps to go of this Grand Prix, as Vaxi will pit for, by looks of it, a set of softs, and will look to go for the fastest lap of the race going on to the final lap, but he might possibly get lapped. We'll just have to wait and see, but gap is now risen back up to 3.5, and we are now on to the final lap of the race. As the McLaren gets out of the way for the Red Bull of Saya, and we'll get out of the way of the Red Bull of Roman. Saya, multiple world champion, won the first race of this season, and is looking like he is going to go on to win the second race of the season as well, showing the Red Bull dominance that we've also seen in real life. It's really struggling with his tyres at the moment, running wide and everything. It's not like they're making all these mistakes, but I think he's got enough composure to bring that Red Bull car home for the win. I think Malik may come home in 7th, as I think he might have a 6-second time penalty. But we'll have to wait and see at the end of the race. But Say will come around the final corner, drifting around the final corner, and will come across the line, and is going to win the second race of the Grand Prix and win Jeddah. Roman will come home in P2 for a Red Bull 1-2. Sam will come home in P3, Plimble in P4, Alzi in P5. The question is, where will Malik finish? Oh no, he will finish P7. He's run out of fuel. Malik has run out of fuel. Oh no, he's under fuel too much. Will this end up in disaster for him? Will he end up finishing P8? He's crossed the line in P7. Has he done enough for P8? No, P7, sorry. He has. He has come home in P7. Ayrton in P8. Vaxi will come home in P9. And Luke will come home in P10. But there's 3 drivers that have retired. Ping, Yeetmex, and Yavin. What a race that was. Hope you all enjoyed it, because it was a really good race, and hope to see you lot soon for another ILR Grand Prix. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you next Sunday. I think Elliot's asleep somewhere. Yo. Play football, World Cup. It's time to play football.
But if you try to meet up with anybody, I don't care if you're 19, 20, 21, 25, 35, 55. If you present an opportunity for you and another person to get together and do something with an objective in mind, and that person doesn't seize the opportunity, don't extend them another one. They either have to give you, I'd love to, I wish I could, I'm tied to something, I can't get out of it, but I can do another day. If they do that, proceed. If they just hit you with, sorry, I'm busy Thursday, I'm going out with the girls, don't text her back. That's the champion way. Now, if you're outside of the champion way and you want to run game, okay, then we'll win.
I'm fucking still streaming.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, no one told me that, did they?